Good morning, everyone. It is Mo with Mo in the Deep End and Fryberto in the morning, and he's awake, which is odd. So I don't know if the walk did not get him all the way up this morning. Good morning, Christine. Good morning. This way is up. Good morning, Eris, and good morning, reindeer. Our first story today is a serial axer. I did not think I would have to write that this morning, but in Brooklyn, there is a mysterious tree killer. Quote, there's a person walking around at night with an axe, and he's not hurting people, so that's an improvement in New York. They are stumped in Greenpoint, Good morning, Jess. In Greenpoint, Brooklyn, there has been a baffling spike in violent crime aimed at the trendy neighborhood's most innocent residents. It's trees. Good morning, AC Wildflower. Think you're new here, so welcome and good morning. It began this past August in Transmitter Park, a beloved local not waterfront green space, when a young magnolia tree had its trunk snapped. It was crushing for us because we try so hard, Alyssa Iberti, a chair for a volunteer group, Friends of Transmitter Park, told the Post. Two more trees in the park, including a crepe myrtle, met similar fates, leaving the neighborhood residents angry and confused. The park isn't the only scene of the crime. In August, local news outlet Green Pointers reported that several saplings on Huron Street, which runs 3 blocks north of Transmitter Park, were also hacked in half. Okay, look, this may be a simple thing, but could you form a neighborhood watch? I mean, I know it's New York City, but, look for someone carrying an axe. Do you not have CCTV? It's New York City. I guess this is my naive assumption as a Midwesterner, but don't you have, like, all the CCTV everywhere? Could you not find the person going around chopping down trees? A tree killer is on the loose, yes. Uh, Several saplings on Huron Street, which runs 3 blocks north of Transmitter Park, were also hacked in half. Yeah, it just seems like, again, you could find the one person. It seems like it would take a good amount of time, as I've seen Mr. Mo, take down. Well, we had 9 trees chopped down because they were dead on our property and close to our house, and, I mean, these were much larger trees, but it did take a long time to take those down. Now, these saplings wouldn't take a whole long time to take down, but this tree would take a good 30 minutes if you were going to try to chop it down with a hatchet. I mean, with a chainsaw, 5 minutes, but you would hear a chainsaw. I mean, forgive my Midwest naivete, but I would think you would know who is doing this. Again. Then in late September, the tree killer struck again, cutting down a large tree on the same block. The carnage shocked residents. The Green Pointers noted there were saw marks and a clean break, strongly suggesting Mother Nature was not responsible for the afflicted deciduous. Quote, it's infuriating. This is malice. This is intentional. We can all see that, a landscaper, Rigel Farron, said. A longtime Greenpoint resident who moved upstate last Halloween. This person is looking for attention. They're bored, they're angry, and they're picking on something vulnerable. I'm surprised they didn't use that pun. This is the New York Post. I should send that into their editor. Someone's getting fired for not using that pun. This way up. Good morning, Kim. Last week, the Post observed further carnage on Green Street and McGinnis Boulevard, where 2 more trees inexplicably appeared to be chopped down, a deeply saddening development. Well, I'm glad that crime is so down that they're worried about trees being cut down because, good Lord, I'll have to test that. Well, I mean, allegedly in Minecraft. I need a high vis vest because I'm going to start taking Mr. Fry out in the morning when he seems to have his zoomies at 5 o'clock in the morning. Quote, someone took a lot of time to take care of those trees for years before they were placed in the street, said Farron, who owns a garden design company. Then, within a matter of seconds, it's gone forever. Again, this isn't seconds. If you look at how that tree, again, having watched the people that cut down the trees in my yard, this took longer. The serial killer's identity is a mystery, but some have theories. Quote, people think it's probably a disgruntled homeowner who's either tired of cleaning their car or maybe there were lantern flies in the tree that someone got tired of having to deal with, said Greenpointers editor Emma Davey. Well, I mean, again, that's a chainsaw. You would hear a chainsaw. Others have theorized that the murderer was inspired by Noble Street litterer, a cop who religiously dumped reading material on his childhood block for years on end. As for the murder weapon, nothing's been found, but it would seem it's some sort of handsaw. The blade marks look really thin, and it would appear, and I would think someone would hear if someone was using an actual motor, said Friends of Transmitter Park board member Julie Gamble, who's lived in Greenpoint since 1998. They were just like, we don't want to live in New York anymore. Send us to Florida. They wanted to be snowbirds. That's it. I found my Halloween outfit. I'm just going to be a county city worker. I'm the tree serial killer this year. No, don't tell anyone. The Parks Department is aware of the problem and has distributed requests for photos, videos, and witness statements in local mailboxes. Quote, while our investigation is ongoing, we are asking for the community's help in identifying those responsible for this arborcide. As I said, I'm glad that local crime is negative. The department told the Post in a statement, once the culprit is identified, the Parks Department may charge them with $1,000 for damaging city trees, which is illegal, and fine them $17,500 for replacement of those trees. Residents hope whoever is committing treason will soon be caught. Oh my God, the Post, I love and hate you at the same time. It's a love-hate relationship. It's unsettling, said Stephanie Gregory, Friends of Transmitter volunteer and nurse practitioner who's lived in the area for years. There's like this person walking around at night with an axe. Well, again, if he was carrying an axe, you would hear him. He's probably carrying a handsaw. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know. 17K for trees? What the hell do you guys have like imported bonsai trees? Note to self, dig up trees in backyards, sell them to New York. I sense a market opportunity. In other news, if you're an OnlyFans model, possibly don't be a cop. A cop recognized as an OnlyFans model by subscribers she pulled over is now facing a probe. Quote, I saw your husband last night for only $29.99. Well, that'll pull a damper. Hey, you know, I found another way to get out of a ticket. I thought my boobs were my only chance, but now I just have to make sure my officer was not on OnlyFans. I just have to join OnlyFans as a subscriber. Yeah. Now, if we could just restrict those god awful pear trees that subdivisions put in that smell like death on a handbasket, that would be awesome. Because, look, I'm not for the government restricting things, but those things need to be outlawed because those smell like death in a handbasket. The Minneapolis Police Department is investigating an officer for her side gig as an OnlyFans model after she pulled over a subscriber during a recent traffic stop. Hey, I know those boobs. I can only imagine that was a great idea. The unidentified cop who works in the city's 4th precinct is being probed for any policy violations she may have committed running the adult content subscription service while working for the department. Yeah, the jokes write themselves. The driver said it took him 10 minutes to recognize the 35-year-old officer as someone he's seen over the past 5 months have smexy times and post explicit photos online. Quote, "We were doing a little talking and checking, and I was like, quote, 'Man, she got an OnlyFans page, and I'm on her OnlyFans page,'" the driver told Fox 9. Well, quote, "You got to go to the VIP, and then you see videos of her and I guess her husband, that's who it is. They do full smexy time videos." Well, sometimes look, police officers don't make that much money. Does she use the handcuffs in her videos? I think we need to ask the really important questions. Is she the sexy cop, and is he the, bad guy that she goes to interrogate? Or is he the bad cop and she's the naughty officer? I mean, these are the hard hitting questions that we need to know. Emphasis on hard. The department opened an investigation into the account, which states she is, quote, "free spirited, overly optimistic creator of sexy content to please others," according to the screen grab from Fox 9. Well, there you go. Solo play, amateur prawn, sexy pics, custom videos and pics. Rating, $5? I have no idea. I don't have an OnlyFans, so I guess you can rate them for $5. Who knows? We take any allegations of policy violations seriously, and the chief has ordered an investigation. Yeah, I'm sure the entire department is investigating her OnlyFans page now. Ma'am. Yeah, her the chief of police, Brian O'Hara, said in the statement to KSTP, "Honey, I am not looking at her OnlyFans page because I'm looking at prawn. It's a deep investigation. We have to probe deeply into this." This is why I can't have a real job. I'm 12 and a half. The MPD's off-duty employment policy prohibits officers from working in any business that is, quote, "not compatible with police work," including, quote, "any establishment that provides adult entertainment in the form of nude, semi-nude, or topless exhibitions." Well, she might not have read that part of the employee handbook. Quote, if all we're talking about is naked pictures behind a paywall, the mayor has no issue. However, the chief will determine if there are any policy violations," a spokesperson for the Minneapolis mayor, Jacob Frey, said. The driver had a problem with the officer's authority after realizing who she was. Yeah, once you see a person's boobs in no place, it's kind of hard to take them seriously. Yeah, Sal. Apparently this guy got pulled over by, his OnlyFans subscription person. He's seen her boobs. Now Minneapolis is trying to see. He said, quote, "You can't arrest me no more. I've seen your private parts," he told Fox 9. Quote, "I wouldn't want her to be arresting me, and I just saw you and your husband last night for $29.99 have smexy times on OnlyFans. I just can't respect you or the precinct you're working at." A timeline for the department's investigation has not been released. This Trudeau lookalike apparently is the mayor, so I'm sure that he will cry and say that she did nothing wrong. Quote, "Last week, Missouri high school teacher was placed on administrative leave after administrators found out about her OnlyFans account. St. Clair School District launched." It would be a St. Clair of boobage. St. Bertha of the no space. What the hell? Launched an investigation into Brianna Coppage after rumors of her account ran rampant through the school community. So note to self, look, if you're gonna work in public, maybe don't have an OnlyFans or make sure you wear a mask on OnlyFans. I don't know. I don't give out personal life advice about OnlyFans just because I don't have one. But Well, they blurred out pictures. I guess you can see, her working out in a thong, sort of, and putting on makeup, sort of. These I can't with this. This is oh lord. Well, anyway, men possibly look well, I'm not saying look through OnlyFans to see if your local cops are on OnlyFans, but men, you lack boobs to get out of tickets. It might be a strategy. I'm just throwing it out there. Well, they haven't named her. But they did say that she is a free-spirited, overly optimistic creator of smexy content to please other, and her content includes solo play, amateur prawn, sexy pics, and custom videos and pics, and apparently she will, get creative with her husband and or male partner, we don't know. So, in other news, apparently an elderly couple sold an African mask for $157. Then it sold for millions, and now they want to get paid. An elderly couple in France accused an antique dealer of cheating them out of a seven-figure payout after learning the African mask they sold him made 4.2 million at auction. According to Le Monde, which first reported the news, the unnamed couple has launched a lawsuit against the dealer, asking an appeals court in Nimes or Nimes. Look, it's French. Good morning, Chris Mullen. Let's see. To determine what compensation is owed them, the mask was discovered while the pair cleaned out their property in preparation for a garage sale. The mask, however, was put aside for the local antiques dealer who agreed to buy it for approximately 150 euros or $157 in September 2021. Months later, they read in a newspaper that the mask had been sold for millions at auction at Montpellier. I mean, this is kind of caveat emptor, buyer beware. If you don't know what you have, it's not his fault that you didn't know that this African mask was worth gajillion dollars. I mean, I feel bad for the elderly couple, but it's not like he was, I mean, twirling his evil mustache and saying, "Ha ha." I mean, if they'd done their research and said, "This is a" anything I say is going to be a very famous African mask of the Zulu tribe, and, it's worth a gazillion dollars. We would like 50,000 euros or whatever euros actually mean. There you go. Per the listing, it was a traditional Fang mask from Gabon used in weddings, funerals, and other rituals. The mask, a rare sight outside of Gabon, was with less than a dozen held in museums worldwide, was brought to France by the husband's grandfather, who was a colonial governor in Africa. Yeah, I'm not good morning, woke Wesley and Carlene. So, yeah, I feel bad for the elderly couple, but again, it if you don't know what you have and you don't do research and then you sell something for like $5.50 and it turns out to be really expensive. Mr. Mo's stepfather died and he kept everything. Like literally the man had um, Ataris from like the early whenever Ataris come out. And I have told his mother, you know, wait until Mr. Mo or someone else can help you sell those to, get a good price on those because those are worth money and I don't want you getting scammed because she would just give them away for like $5. And I said, I don't want you. And Mr. Mo had to say, hey, no, I will be in charge of helping you sell those and helping you sell these older trains and all these things I don't know about. But he collected like, swear to goodness, they had like a bajillion and 75,000 DVDs. And I was and, like, color coded and everything, and I was just like, "Let someone help you gather these and find out the real worth, so you don't get scammed." And I feel bad for the elderly couple, but I don't know France laws. I barely know American laws, so what are you gonna do? I hope that they get a little bit of money, but I also think if you don't do the research, it's kind of on you, so I feel bad for them, but I also feel like, "Meh, alright." Now, I will tell you guys, every time I hear Permanente, I go to Kaiser Sose from The Usual Suspects, so I always think of The Usual Suspects and, Kevin Spacey before I think of healthcare, so I'm I'm a weird person, but every time it goes up, I think, "Why are we talking about Kevin Spacey first?" So, that's my weird little quirk. Surgery and other medical procedures are delayed by the Kaiser Strike, patients say. Many offices, departments, and services were closed because of the 3-day work stoppage. Operations were rescheduled, chemotherapy treatments were canceled, and other procedures deemed non-urgent were postponed as tens of thousands of healthcare workers nationwide began to strike Wednesday. In what union leaders call the largest healthcare worker strike in U.S. history, more than 75,000 Kaiser Permanente employees across 5 states walked out of the job this week, demanding better working conditions amid failed contract negotiations. The strike, expected to last 3 days in some areas, affects more than 40 Kaiser Permanente hospitals and medical office buildings in California, Colorado, Washington, Oregon, Virginia, Washington, D.C., according to the Coalition of Kaiser Permanente Unions. The majority of the strike workers are in California, where Kaiser Permanente, the largest nonprofit healthcare organization, is based. Disruptions left the state reeling. In Sacramento, Caden Young, a toddler, was scheduled to undergo ear tube surgery Thursday after suffering from recurring ear infections. Oh, wow. Yeah, I just feel bad because the way my mind is wired, I always think usual suspect first. Every time I hear Kaiser Permanente, I think even Kaiser Pineapple, I still go to usual suspects first, and then I have to split second think, "Oh, it's not that." So, that's what I the kids are doing okay. I will have a story time probably after, the stream. That stinks all the boogers. But I will have a story time after the stream, I think tonight, because it's confession times. But everything is going pretty well. Everything is going well. There are ups and downs, but we are doing okay. Let's see. The operation was postponed Tuesday until December because of limited staff, his mother, Tiffany Young, said. Quote, "It's really upsetting," she said, adding the procedure would relieve her 17-month-old's pain and help drain liquid out of his ears and reduce how often he has to take antibiotics. Um, so I'm going to restructure how I'm doing the Maya case, and I will kind of talk about that in after I think the, nightly newsy news. So I will talk about that after nightly newsy news, and we will have that for later. But thanks for reminding me because that is part of my to-do list today. I have so many to-dos, you have no idea. Yeah, I mean, I understand I don't know enough about why they're striking and everything to have a real big opinion on it. So I try to stay out of things I don't have a lot of information on because hot takes are good if you have information on them, but I try not to make hot takes I don't have a lot of information on. We were talking about it all last week, this week, how much we're looking forward to it and how we hope that it's going to make him feel so much better. Then we get the call yesterday and it was so heartbreaking, young 36 said. I know that it's considered minor, but to a parent, when your baby's suffering, is super important, she added. In Modesto, John Shiznat, 69, had an appointment scheduled for Wednesday for his weekly dose of chemotherapy for pancreatic cancer, which is terminal. But Tuesday, he got a call from Kaiser saying his session had been canceled. His wife, Lisa, said, Appalled, the company sought help from KOVR-TV of Sacramento, which helped reverse the cancellation, an outcome which Lisa said many others did not get. Quote, "What makes me sad is that all these chairs are empty right now," she said. "I just know every time we've been here, it's been busy. Almost every chair has been full. I'm looking at a lot of empty chairs right now." Quote, "It's eerily quiet," she added. Lisa said the oncologist at the facility said tough decisions had to be made because of understaffing. The people that have a chance at a cure are left on the schedule, and people who have a chance at possible surgery are down the road are left on the schedule, she said. The oncologist told her, "Neither applies to my husband," she said. "That tells me you're not worth it today. I can understand it, but I can't accept it." In San Francisco, Alana Darby, 33, has been waiting 7 months. Okay. So, basically, this is all about how people are waiting for treatment, and I can understand that side of the story. Hopefully, they'll come out with the workers' side of the story because I don't see that here yet. Okay, so maybe during the nightly newsy news, I'll try to get something on the workers' side just to see why it is that they are striking, because I don't like to show just one side of the story. But in other news, we have what could possibly be the most fun week of the year that I never knew about. It is Fat Bear Week 2023. I had no idea this was a thing. This might be my new favorite thing ever. I did not know that we celebrated Fluffy Bear Week, but this might be the only thing I'm voting for the next couple years with enjoyment. Here's how to vote for your favorite chunky bear. Fat Bear Week, the most wonderful time of the year, is here, a time when the bears of Kamati National Park and Preserve pack on the pounds in preparation for winter. But only one bear will be crowned the biggest of them all. Each year, Kamati National Park Preserve in Alaska marks the beginning of hibernation season with its annual tournament-style bracket competition in which the public votes for their favorite fattest bear. What is Fat Bear Week? The inaugural Fat Bear Week launched in 2014 when it was simply called Fat Bear Tuesday. The Kamati National, and I'm probably saying that wrong. I will just be honest. Katamai, look, y'all don't come here for the pronunciation. Preserve, which is located in southern Alaska, founded the event to celebrate the park's brown bears and the healthy ecosystem of its Brooks River. Fat Bear Tuesday became so successful that it expanded to Fat Bear Week the following year. Each year, the park rangers create a tournament-style bracket pitting individual brown bears against each other. The public can vote online to see who advances to each round. When is Fat Bear Week? The week-long event begins on October 4th and concludes on Fat Bear Tuesday, October 10th. Throughout the seasons, the fans can also tune into live feed bear camera, which has been set up at the falls of Brooks River. You know what? I think we need to keep a tabs on this. I think I'll actually be writing this down on my handy dandy notepad, and look, Post-it notes, legal pad size, handy dandy notebooks. So Fat Bear Week, we must keep tabs. We must find out who rules them all. I will be keeping tabs. We will find out on the 10th who wins, who loses. It's Game of Thrones, Fat Bear Week. Here, let's see if they have the bracket up yet. Oh my gosh. So it looks like we've got matchups already. Vote early, vote often. Oh, crud. Okay, here we go. So you can go to Explore.org's website. Each day, fans can vote which bear advances in the competition between 12 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time. On October 2nd of October, the park finally revealed the 12 brown bears that are competing in Fat Bear Week. Among the contestants is 32 Chunk, who ranked as one of the park's largest and most dominant males in the past year. Uh, 128 Grazer, a female brown or bear who's known for her fishing skills. She is also a defensive mother bear who has successfully raised 2 litters of cubs. Also competing in Fat Bear Week is reigning champion 480 Otis, who has won more Fat Bear titles than any other bear. He was the inaugural Fat Bear Tuesday champion in 2014 and Fat Bear champion in 2016, 2017, and 2021. So we need to knock Otis off his platform. How fat are they? Kamati National Park is home to some of the largest brown bears on the earth, according to the national park's website. Adult male bears can average between 700 and 900 pounds in midsummer. In late summer and fall, the biggest male bears can often weigh more than 1,200 pounds. Meanwhile, adult female bears can average smaller than males by 1/3 to 1/2. So you can math that out at your leisure. Who are the previous winners? In the inaugural Fat Bear Tuesday, people chose Otis as the champion. He went on to reclaim that title in 2000. Well, we already heard that. Last year, voters chose 747 as Fat Bear champion after more than 1 million votes were cast online during the tournament. However, the competition can be tough as there's more than 2,200 estimated brown bears inhabiting the park. What did the winners get? 6 months of restful solitude, according to park rangers. Why do we celebrate Fat Bear Week? While Fat Bear Week is a fun way for the public to vote for their favorite, most rotund bear, it also encourages people to learn more about Kamati's ecosystem. The national park is home to Brooks Rivers, which is part of Bristol Bay watershed, one of the great salmon runs left on Earth. Bears are attracted to large swarm of sockeye salmon in the Brooks River from roughly late June to September. Kamati bears eat a year's worth of food in just 6 months to prepare for hibernation, when they will lose up to 1/3 of their body weight until they emerge in spring. See, I am not fluffy. I simply lack hibernation. It's not my fault. I simply haven't hibernated yet. Ah, Salbert. It is officially streamed now. I've said Salbert. In, F around and find out, but sadly, F around and find out. Quote, "It's tragic. A mom of a teen fatally shot by his best friend in an alcohol-fueled Memorial Day gun prank decries murder charge against son's accused killer." I mean, this seems like dumb teenage stuff gone horribly, horribly wrong, and of course, it would be in Indiana because of course. Mother of Indiana teen allegedly shot by his best friend in an alcohol-fueled Memorial Day weekend prank says she didn't think the accused shooter should be charged with murder, saying it was an accident. Denver Johnson, 18, faces a murder charge in the fatal shooting of 16-year-old Jason Follick Jr. That is a terrible last name. It's Phallic. Follick. Okay, we'll just after initially being charged with reckless homicide, involuntary manslaughter, pointing a firearm, and criminal recklessness. Quote, "Him and Jason were best friends, and it's not fair. It just doesn't sit right or sit well with me at all," the victim's mother, Jennifer Follick, told Brian Entel of News Nation. Quote, "It's really tragic. It's really horrible. I just feel like this is making it so much worse. And there's so many people that are hurting because of this." The Lake County Prosecutor's Office declined to comment. A probable cause affidavit obtained by Law and Crime outlines the case when the officer was dispatched on May 28th to a backyard fire pit in the 2000 block of Burr Street in Crown Point on a call of assault with a firearm. When an officer arrived, Johnson yelled for help. "He's in the back. I shot him," the document said. The officer went around back and found Follick lying on his back near the fire pit. The officer tried to do CPR before medical personnel arrived, but Follick died in the hospital. Johnson allegedly told the officer that he and Follick were drinking alcohol around the fire pit when he pulled out his gun and pulled a prank on his friend. Johnson said he pulled out his handgun, pointed it directly at Follick's chest and at point blank range and pulled the trigger, the affidavit said. Johnson said he thought the gun was empty and it wouldn't fire, the affidavit said. Jennifer Follick was at home sleeping at the time of the shooting. She said her other son woke her saying Johnson shot her son. She said she couldn't believe it as Johnson and Follick have been best friends forever. Yeah, I don't know. I Johnson's mother, Amanda Eby, was also at the hospital. She told the investigator her son and Follick were best friends and he would not have shot him on purpose, the affidavit said. The witness told the police the group was sitting around a campfire listening to music. Johnson was using and handling his gun as if it was a toy, according to the affidavit. He advised that Denver Johnson was pointing his gun into the air and towards the woods several times, the document said. The witness said he knew it wasn't a good idea to consume beers and point a gun. Well, I mean, he said when he heard a shot while talking to someone and saw the victim on the ground with a hole in his chest, the witness said Johnson and Follick were close friends and had not been arguing before the shooting. Police said they obtained a video and audio of the incident from the camera at the address, and it appeared to capture the shooting. In the video, an unknown female appears to goad someone, stating, "You won't pee." Immediately thereafter, a noticeably distinct noise can be heard that appears to be a male suspect, to be the male suspect to be Denver cocking the firearm, the affidavit said. Immediately thereafter, you can see the male suspect to be Denver Johnson raising and pointing the firearm for a moment in the direction of Jason Follick. During this time, Jason Follick appears to walk out of view of the camera for a moment before walking back towards Denver Johnson in a seemingly casual manner. One person appears to be repeatedly saying, "Stop, stop, stop." Well, like a normal person. The male suspect to be Denver Johnson. Why do they have to write these so ridiculously? Then appears to briefly lower the firearm before raising it again and shooting Jason Follick, whereupon Jason Follick falls down as if he was shot. Because he was? In the document, the investigator says that the act of pointing the handgun directly at someone and then pulling the trigger without exhaustive regard to whether the handgun was loaded or had a round in the chamber while consuming alcoholic beverages is a reckless act, one that led to the death of Jason Follick. That seems about right. Reckless manslaughter or homicide, yes. Johnson's mother told News Nation that she watched the doorbell video showing the tragedy. It quote, "It does show you, boys hanging out, their groups of friends, all having fun, partying around a bonfire, being reckless teenagers as all boys or teenagers can be," she told the station. There's a lot of fair, extensive amount of alcohol consumed and marijuana, kids just being kids. Okay, alcohol and marijuana kind of shouldn't be normal as teenagers. I mean, you know, those should be things that you're upset 16 and 17 that your kids are doing, or maybe it's 18. No. How old were they? Okay, so Denver Johnson, the one that shot, is 18, and his friend who passed away is 16. Okay, let's see. Uh, they were shooting the gun at the back of the property line, all the children were. She said they were using the gun, a Glock Johnson got from his boss on his 18th birthday, as a toy, dancing with it, taking pictures, waving it in the air. She said part of the video shows Johnson trying to make the gun safe several times. Quote, "But at the last time Denver was given the gun back after it had been shot, he accidentally made the gun safe in the incorrect order." She said that with the gun, you must remove the clip before clearing the chamber. He mistakenly cleared the chamber, then removed the clip. She said, so he thought the gun was safe and they continued to play around with it and wave it. Okay, you are doing alcohols and the devil's lettuce and playing with fire, and you have a deadly weapon. Do we not see at least 4 things that parents should have a big old issue with? Look, it's a tragic thing, but for the love of all that is holy, he should not if you are going to do A, B, and C, you should not have deadly weapon. Or if you have deadly weapon, you should not have marijuana, the drinking, and the fire, because you all seem to not be able to have these things do not go together. Jennifer Follick said she's angry, but Johnson did not murder her son. Quote, "He did not even voluntarily manslaughter my son," she told News Nation. She said Johnson called her from jail apologizing. Quote, "He's told me how sorry he is, how much he loves me, and how much he misses us. He wishes he could go back," she said. Johnson's trial is now set for November 13th, online records show. Look, don't be an idiot. I can't give you life advice, but don't be an idiot. Don't be a giant moron, and then things don't happen. Don't if you are going to be a dumb teenager, don't have a deadly weapon. I feel like this is not something and then you make the rest of us who are responsible Second Amendment people look like, yes, like you yokels. Y Just for Jungmin, if she watches on the replay crew, South Korean League of Nations, team wins the gold at Asian Games, and players secure a military exemption. Hangzhou, China, South Korea's League of Legends team, we beat Taiwan on Friday at the Asian Games despite being without its star player, capturing not only the gold medal, but also winning an exemption from military service at home. In South Korea, the law exempts athletes, classical and traditional musicians, and ballet and other dancers from military service if they have obtained top prizes in certain competitions and are assets to have enhanced Nas nation prestige or national prestige. Whether online gamers should be included in the exemption has been a matter of discussion in South Korea, but there was no sign of any dissent in Hangzhou Esports arena during the gold medal matches, where many of the crowd waved South Korean flags and cheered loudly as their team bested Taiwan. Uh, it was not as dominant it was not as if the dominant South Korean team needed any extra incentive as it went undefeated in the tournament, including against rival China as it advanced to the final round. South Korea's Lee Faker Sang Hyok, look, known to most as League of Legends GOAT, was ill and did not play in the best of 3 final against Taiwan since he played in earlier games. However, he will also be granted exemption from the military service that all able-bodied men are required to perform between the ages of 18 and 28, just in the nick of time for the 27-year-old Lee. His teammates picked up the slack admirably, however, beating Taiwan handily in 2 games and powered by strong performances from Park and Choi. Look, I'm not going to say last names because I'm not going to start an international incident. Quote, "I was sad I could not be playing in the gold medal match," said Lee, who still got the largest round of applause on the podium as gold medals were handed out. Quote, "However, from a team point of view, everyone did a good job, so winning the championships is the best however it's done." Earlier in the day, China's League of Legends team hung on to take the bronze, overcoming a strong challenge from Vietnam. As the global market uh, as the global game market continues to boom in numbers of players and revenue, esports took its place this year at the Asian Games as a competition sport for the first time, and so far it's been an audience favorite. It's the only event for which organizers have had to introduce a lottery system for tickets. Look, I can't I don't make the rules for South Korea. I think that we can start a petition because I think everyone's going to be upset about, BTS. Look, I always wanna say BTK, but I know that is wrong. The esports competition features 5 PC games and 2 mobile games, covering both multiplayer online battle arena or MOBA and single player genres. League of Legends is one of the most popular games where there are 2 teams of 5 champions face each other in a bid to destroy the other's base. The purpose-built 400 or 4,500 seat esports arena was packed for both Friday's matches, with onlookers watching games or gamers on a circular stage below, following the action on massive television screens above, some dressed as League of Legends champions as they cheered on their teams. Players using their personal keyboards and mice sat in gaming chairs as monitors at the monitors next to each other on long tables, communicating through headsets. Esports was first featured at the last Asian Games in Jakarta in Indonesia as a demonstration sport and proved incredibly popular, so it was added to the competition this year in Hangzhou. I know she will. She's gonna be all big mad. In addition to League of Legends, the lineup consists of Arena of Valor Asian Games version, also known as Honor of Kings, Peace Elite Asian Games version, also known as PUGB Mobile, Dota 2, Dream 3 King. I have no idea what these games are. Look, honest confession, I can barely work Tetris. Okay. Minesweeper, I'm out. Now, uh, Mahjong, I'm pretty good. Anything else, don't come to me. Look, Mario always died. I couldn't get him to jump over even if I moved the control with me. I'm just dead awful. I really am. So, Korea won. I think I'll save that for later. Oh, and here is our Babylon Bee moment of the day. Nation votes to vacate all 533 or 35 seats of Congress because, yeah, that's kind of my mood today. Let's kick them all out. US, after discovering that vacating congressional positions is actually an option, Americans have overwhelmingly voted to vacate all 535 seats of Congress. Quote, "It's a good start," a Virginian, Tom Rowland, said. "We should have done this a long time ago. After the position of House Speaker was simply vacated without any plan for replacement, a struggling nation realized the American dream was suddenly back within its grasp. Quote, I've always thought if we removed one lizard person, we were stuck replacing them with another. What was even the point, said Georgia woman Karen Livingston, but to rid ourselves of all Congress and simply not replace them. I had no idea this was possible. It brings tears to my eyes. America might just have a chance after all." The vote was held hours after McCarthy's ouster, with all 535 seats in Congress being vacated with a final vote tally of 335 million to 535. For decades, voting was like cutting one head off of a hydra and just to watch two more grow back, said Maryland resident John Denton, beaming as he watched congressmen clean out their office. Quote, think with just a few months of an empty Capitol, why there might actually be a republic left where my children can grow up. At publishing time, America had voted to also vacate the rest of the federal government except for the National Park Service. Oh gosh, I wish it was true. I wish it was true. Babylon Bee, stop teasing me. This is a joke, Arl this is a Babylon Bee. It's a joke. Um, it's a joke. Sometimes I throw Babylon Bee articles I wish were true. The Babylon Bee, unfortunately, is struggling to write satire because we live in clownish world, so yeah, nuts. But, Congress has an approval rating of 17%, so we can only hope that this might become like Dancing with the Stars where we can vote them off, after talent. evenings. That is my hope. This next presidential, election better have Dancing with the Stars like talent, things, because there is nothing I want to see more than all of the contestants have to do with the foxtrot at least. Look, if we have to be put through another presidential election, I at least want to see, an epic rap battle. I'm just saying, come on 2024, we need it. I want to see an epic rap battle. If it's gonna be a dumpster fire, I either need, a foxtrot or an epic rap battle, you know, dance battles. I'm just saying, I'll even go for beat poetry at this point. I just need to see some sort of talent somewhere. That is the newsy news for this morning. I will see you in just a little bit with Nicholas. We are going to try to catch up on The Boy in the Box and then go into day 2. And then we will be going into Newsy News tonight and try to finish up this week. So, if you are not joining me for the Boy in the Box trial, have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. It is a Thursday. It is almost Friday. Hang in there just a little bit longer. We will get through this, and I will see you in a little bit. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, and all of the YouTubey stuff. Have a great day, guys. Bye.